What colors tell us and what you need to know. My name is Max Quiroz from Max and Ruth Training, and I welcome you to this video. I'm sure that you've wondered what colors to use in your slides, presentation, or visual aids. And if you are wondering what each color transmits and communicates, then you're in the right place, because today we're going to talk about what colors tell us and what you need to know in order to use colors in your visual aids, in your slides, for your presentations, courses, or conferences. Let's start by talking a little bit about basic color theory. Since kindergarten, they taught us that there's three primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. If you combine red and blue, you get purple. If you combine blue and yellow, you get green. And if you combine yellow and red, you get an orange color. And from those colors, then you have a wide range of different tonalities and different colors. The important thing here is that we are not going to get into what is each color, what light wave it transmits. No. Those are things, very technical things for experts. But there's a very important field of graphic design and psychology that tells us what each color transmits or communicates. And let's say, for example, yellow transmits optimism, happiness, and that's why McDonald's logos are yellow, because they transmit optimism, happiness, and you feel happy when you go to a McDonald's. Orange is a bold statement that I'm not shy, I'm here, I'm capable. And many fast food restaurants use orange colors because they want you to take action, they want you to act, and they want you to be fast, to eat fast, so that you move on and somebody else goes into the restaurant. Harley Davidson uses bold orange in their logo to transmit power and this energy, enthusiasm. Red transmits passion, high energy levels, and you just have to see the Coca-Cola logo in order to associate that energy with that soft drink, for example. Purple transmits wisdom, creativity, and in some places spirituality. Blue transmits strength, confidence, trust, somebody that you can trust. And green transmits growth and health. So each color transmits different things. But something very important is you have to understand that in different cultures, the same color can transmit different things, or a different color is used to transmit something. And the best known example of this is that in Western culture, America, Europe, the color that we associate with loss or with mourning is black. Yes, we dress in black. We're mourning these black ribbons that are put in some doors when somebody passes away. So that's the color that we associate with loss and with mourning. But in Japan, in Japanese culture, the color that is associated with loss and with mourning is white. So it's different. In Middle East, for example, the color that they associate with mourning is orange. And in Western culture, orange is associated with abundance, because it's autumn when we harvest everything that has been growing throughout the year before winter. So that's the difference. So you can see that in different cultures, a color is associated with different things. Yellow, for example, we associate it with happiness, but in India, yellow is a sacred color. And In many countries in Latin America, purple is the color that is associated with mourning and with loss, because they cover the images of Christ in purple cloth during Holy Week, and that's why purple is associated with mourning and with loss. So you have to understand this, especially if your course is going to be seen by an audience that it's not only from the country where you live, but an international audience. So there might be cultural differences where your course will be seen. So you have to take that into consideration. One interesting thing, once we leave behind what each color means, what each color transmits, and what each color, the meaning of each color, there's some important things that we must take into consideration. Chromosteropsis is a phenomenon that happens when we combine some colors. For example, here you can see it. When you read the word, it's a complicated word, yes, it's difficult to read, chromosteropsis. When you read it, in the bottom part of this slide, it's a white text on a blue background. It's easy to read, it's not difficult. But if you read it on the image that you see on top, green text on a red background, or red text on a blue background, or blue text on a red background, the letters seem to jump. And what happens here is that some colors don't go well with others, don't combine well with others. So you have to take this into consideration whenever you're choosing the colors that you will use in your color palettes or in your brand colors. Be careful with the colors that you choose. Or if you don't know how to do it, you can hire a graphic designer that must know about this. Before we go on, let me remind you, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel. Click on the subscribe button, and if you like this content, give it a thumbs up. Share it with somebody that you think it will help them. Activate the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we upload a new video. And the most important thing, leave your comments on the comment section below. It's very important for us to know what you think about our videos, what you think about our contents. We love to read your comments, so please go ahead and leave us a comment there. And now let's go back to the other aspects that are important. Some people have problems perceiving different colors, and this is usually called color blindness. But it's not that they don't see in color. They have difficulties distinguishing between some colors, particularly red, green, and blues. So when you combine those colors, red, green, and blue, in an image, in a map, for example, then people might have trouble distinguishing among those colors. So you have to take that into consideration when you are designing. During this pandemic, we saw that TV networks showed maps and governments showed maps of how different states in a country were doing with the pandemic, and they used green if they were okay, and they used red if they have problems or if the situation was critical. People with color blindness may have trouble distinguishing between those two colors. So take other things into consideration. Use different ways to make a difference in your slides and your visual aids, not just the color in which you use, especially if you're using combinations of red, green, and blue. You can use browns, yellows that everybody sees, so be careful with that. Those are color perception problems, and you should be careful. Many people won't see the panda that is in this slide because they have problem perceiving different colors. So it's a common thing to see. There's different tests, and you can go to different websites to check if your images are visually correct for people with color perception problems. So be sure to check them before using them. And as I was telling you before, there's different tools that you can use in order to design and create your color palettes and to select which colors you're going to use. The first one, and that's our preferred tool, it's called Coolors. And no, there's no mistake, it's coolors.co because it's a British site. And it's an app where you can design, create color palettes. You cannot, if you have a picture, a photograph where there are colors that you like very much, you can upload the picture, the photograph to their site, and it will generate a color palette with the colors that are included in the picture or the image. And there's lots of things that you can check: contrast, you can adjust the colors, anchor one color and then change the others to see which go best with that color that you want to use. That's how we created our color palette that you see we use in all our videos, that blue, yellow, and white, and different colors that we use throughout our videos and throughout our slides. The next tool is Color Contrast Analyzer. There's the website where you can find it. And the important thing here is that it allows you to check if the contrast between the text and the background where the text is correct, is adequate for people to read it comfortably. Because sometimes if contrast is not good enough, it will be hard for people to read your web page or your slides or whatever you're creating that you need to include text and background. So be sure to go there. It's a downloadable application. You can download it into your computer, be it a PC or a Mac, and you can use it from there. Another great tool is Adobe Color, and it's web-based, and it does a lot of things that Coolors does, but we like the Coolors interface better than Adobe. Adobe is a little bit more complex, it's harder to use, so but it's there if you like Adobe products. And finally, if you use Firefox browser and you're navigating through different pages and suddenly you see a color that you like very much and you must have, you go to the menu, you select in tools, other tools, you select the eyedropper, and you can see exactly the hex code for that color. So it's a handy tool to have whenever you're browsing, if you use Firefox browser. So those are the different things that you must consider, and what color tells us whenever we use it in our visual aids, in our slides, in our presentations, or for our courses. So be sure to take that into consideration whenever you are designing your next slides or visual aids for your courses. And we have a surprise for you. We have a gift for you. We have a downloadable file that you can use immediately with 10 predefined and pre-designed color palettes that work perfectly with your presentation, your slides, or whatever visual materials you want to create. So click on the link that's in the description, or go to the URL that you're seeing on your screen right now and download 10 color palettes for your next course, conference, or presentation. We really hope this video has been helpful for you. See you in the next one. Have a great day.